Hello and welcome back to the Ken Multi-Purpose Creative WordPress Theme. In this video tutorial, we're going to show you how to do everything and learn everything you need to know about headers. So let's get started. I'm going to show you all their various options. First thing I'm going to do is add a new page here. And we're going to call it a new home. And I'm going to publish it as is because I'm going to turn this into be our default home page. So we'll go to settings, reading, and I'm going to set that to be a new home. So now what we're working with is this blank page, a new home. So let's go ahead and get started on building our page and show you how to use headers. I'm going to purposely not flip the right switches in certain things to create speed bumps to show why things work or didn't work the way you might have thought they would work. So first thing I'm going to do is switch to our page composer here, and we're going to add a page section. Alright, and in this page section I'm going to put a background image. Let's pick this wood background here. We don't want any links to it, and we want it full size. Alright, that's all we're going to do right now. We'll change some other settings in a second here. So let's just update that and see what we have. Alright, there's our page section. Not what we want, but we're going to tweak everything to do it. First off, you'll see here, we've got our main page. We've got our header at the top. We've got a page title. We do not want the page title. So let's first thing go down here at the bottom, and you're going to see page elements. We just want to say remove page title and update it. There's a couple other things we're going to change here, but I'm going to do these one at a time so you see the process of what happens. Alright, now we've updated it. Now let's hit refresh. And now our page title's gone. Perfect. But this is not right. So let's go back in here to our page section. And we want to turn our page section into a full height page section that allows us to cover the whole page from top to bottom, basically, no matter what. It's going to force it to be the whole page, no matter what we have in there. So we'll update that, and now we'll hit refresh. Alright, now it's covering the whole page the way we want to. But there's one other problem. We've got this space right here, and that comes from another switch you'll see here that's called stick template. And what this does is forces your page body to basically stick to the header or remove the white space between the two. And it applies the same for the footer. So whenever I hit update and refresh, now we've got our header and our page section just the way we want it. Let's go ahead and add a couple things to this page section here. Let's add a fancy title. Let's put some text in here. My page. Change some settings. Let's make it like 100 pixels high. Give it a little spacing. We want it to be black. We'll leave it black now. We want it to be in the center. And that should be all good there. Let's add another, we'll add a padding. Padding divider just gives blank space. Just give a little more space in between my next fancy title I'm going to put in here. Is going to be really cool. And we'll change some of this stuff. Let's make this font size 25. I will change it to be avant-garde, which puts some little lines in before and after the letters. Font's fine. We'll give it a little bit of letter spacing, 5 pixels between each one. And we also want this to align center. And we'll hit save. Update this page. And we'll hit refresh. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. I think we'll make this font here and this one bold. Not that it really matters. We'll make this Default weight, bold. Save that. Alright, now we're looking better here. Okay, let's add some parallax stuff to our page section here. I'm going to parallax it and do the horizontal and vertical trigger on mouse, which is kind of cool effect. Save that. Update. Now when we refresh, it should move around when we move our mouse. It's pretty nifty, huh? Alright, so now you can see at the top here, we've got our header. This header is called a block module. You have different header styles. We've got a block module and a transparent layer. So I'm going to turn this into a transparent layer right now. And I'm not going to change anything right now. We're just going to leave it as default and hit update. And now it's not going to be a big block. It's going to be transparent when we reload. And there we go. Now you can see that right now the default setting is for light skin. We don't want that. We want it to be the dark skin. So I'm going to go into our page settings once again. We're going to change this to be dark. And I'm going to update it. And now it's going to have our dark version of the logo and our dark text. So that's looking a lot better. So you've got two different options for your header of light skin or dark skin, and that's why we uploaded the light version of logo, so it could coincide with each one of the options of light or dark. Alright, let's get back in here and tweak some more stuff. You see this other option here, header style sticky scroll. Alright, I'm going to set this for 1000 pixels just to show you an extreme example. And what that does is sets the sticky menu header trigger height. So if I hit refresh, I set it to 1000. When you start scrolling, before the sticky header comes on, it's got to go at least 1000 pixels on the page. The only clincher is right now I don't have enough space on the page to get to 1000 pixels, so my sticky header never triggers. So let's go back and add some more stuff to this page. I'm just going to add a row here at the bottom, and we're going to slap in an edge slider here. So let's put that in. Edge slider. It's not our first element. We're going to pick some specific slides that are already set up. I'll just change their pictures. Alright, so there we go. We've got 3 slides. And we don't want it to be full height. We want it to be about 600 pixels for this. And we'll hit save and update. And now we'll refresh this. And going back to our sticky header, where it sticks, I set it for 1000 pixels. And you'll see that we didn't have 1000 pixels, but now we do. There's at 1000 pixels is where it finally popped out of scrolling. So, you know, a good height for that would probably be a couple hundred maybe. So let's just put 200 pixels in here. And before I update, you'll notice on here that another item I didn't check on purpose to show you things that can happen is this. Whenever I added this row, there's one option that we need to check to make it be a full width row. So in this row here, I'm going to edit our row, and I'm going to pick full width row. And what that does is forces it to be full width, and that's what we want. So now let's go back in here, and when we hit refresh, I also changed that sticky to 200. So now it's going to kick to the sticky header a lot faster, about 200 pixels, and you can see that our edge slider is taking up the whole page. Let's change those slides just for those 3 things in our edge slider. So I'm going to go to our edge slideshow, and we're going to start at the beginning here. I'm just going to change the pictures only in all these initially. So this picture, we're going to pick this picture, save it. I'm going to just do all 3 of these here. Simply change our picture. One more. Alright, so I've updated those. Let's just hit refresh and we should have 3 slides with new pictures. That works, that works, that works. For now. We're going to tweak a couple things on those in a little while. But now let's go back to our page. A new home. And let's go back into our page section here and let's turn it into a video instead of this wood background. So I'm going to come down here to, let's turn off the parallax. We don't want any parallax just in case it tries it. And we're going to turn on background video, yes. I'm going to pick this smoke video that I uploaded and we're going to go ahead and enable a mask pattern. We're not going to care about the color, we just want the pattern. And we'll hit update. So now we're going to have a smoke background. When I hit refresh, there we go, we got a cool background here with video. Now you can see that this menu or header should be on the light skin because it's over a dark background. So if we go back to our page, we can go down to the bottom here and change this to be light skin and hit update. And now when we hit refresh, the menu is going to be able to be seen a lot better. That looks pretty good. So now you've seen a lot about the headers and things to do and not to do, but we still got more. We're not done yet. So let's go back to our home page here. And we're going to change everything around to something completely different. We're going to put the edge slider on the top, okay? And then the page section is going to be second. We're going to make this be the first part in the page. It's a full width row. And now this is the first element. We want it to be the first element. And we want it to be a full height element. And we're going to save that. So now the edge slider is technically going to be our section just below the menu instead of the first page section. So let's update that and see what we get. See what other items we need to change. So let's refresh here, and now our edge slider is going to be on the top. Okay, you can see there, that's good. There's our menu. It sticks. There's our page section way down here. Up the second slide looks like in our edge slider needs to be set up for the light skin. I'm going to show you how to do that. Those are all done in the actual edge slider slides themselves. So this one's good. It's on the light background. So we need to edit the one with the earth here. So I'm going to go back here and open up our edge slideshow stuff and see if we can pick which one has the space one in it. I did it. That's good. So what we need to do is switch this one to be the light theme for everything, basically. All of the text, we want it to be light. But specifically down here at the very bottom, we want, this is the header style skin for this slide. We want this to be light header style. And we'll publish this, update it. And when we hit refresh on this specific slide, next time it loads, the header will automatically switch to the light background. So as you go through, it'll go dark, dark there, it's light, and then dark. And that's how you switch between the light and dark skins for headers if you're using an edge slider. You have to make the changes for the switch in the edge slider, and you definitely have to make sure that, let me go back to our page again. You definitely want to make sure in your edge slider options that you check this checkbox here or switch to the first element. This is critical if you're using a transparent header to make it flip between items with the edge slider. But that's all there is to it to make it switch. We still got one more thing to conquer here, and that's the secondary header. So let's make us a secondary header. The first thing we need to do is add a row here. I added a row. We're going to move it up actually in between right below this edge slider here. And we're going to make sure the row is a full width row. Save that. Now we're going to add something called secondary header. Secondary header right here. And we're going to make it just use our primary navigation. And we're going to hit save. Alright, so let's update this. And we're going to have to change a couple things, but I'm going to show you what happens if you did both. Whenever we hit refresh here, you're going to see there's our normal menu at the top there, and here's our secondary menu down below, and they'll actually stick to each other. But you never want to do this, at least not right now. We're working on ways where you can stack menus, but what you need to do is go back into our page settings here and make sure you have it set to remove page header and page title, and hit update. So now we've got a refresh here. Now our header is gone at the top, and our menu won't start till after we get down on the bottom here. And then it'll stick as soon as it gets past that. It's smart and sticks for the rest of the page. That's good if you just want to have a nice intro with no heading, and then your menu starts after that. So that just about wraps up everything that I can say about headers and options for the Ken as of right now. So thanks for watching, and everybody have a wonderful day, and stay tuned for our next video.